Hello, my name's Felicia Kilman. I started with Vector in Olympia, Washington the summer of 2009, so almost 3 years ago now. And when I started there, I just graduated high school. I was looking for something to do, something to pay for college, because my parents were out of the question for helping me out with that. And I was looking online and I found Vector Marketing, so I looked into the company and I didn't see a lot of positive reviews, but I already had an interview set up, so I figured, well, might as well go because I don't have anything better to do. And I got to the interview. Everyone was really positive. Everyone was in a good mood, which was kind of weird, but refreshingly fun. And the interview taught me a lot. The manager was very straightforward. He wasn't trying to hide any information, which was good to see. I made it through the interview, obviously, and into training, and after training, I kind of started to turn around. I started to see that it wasn't very sketchy at all. Everyone seemed to be in a good mood. Everyone was honest, and they were just there to have a good time and learn and be better people. After my first weekend with Vector, my parents, they didn't really want anything to do with it. They didn't want to hear about it. They didn't want to help me. But after I made $300 on my first weekend, my parents were kind of a little bit interested. They, were wondering what I was doing to make $300 in a weekend when they're used to me making minimum wage. By my third week, I made $1,000, well, $1,400 for the week before, and by then my parents were almost concerned because I was making so much money, but they were still excited because they saw how motivated and happy I was to be successful because of my own actions. What I learned is that Vector helps you be a better person. It's not about sell some knives. It's more of, let's teach you how to manage your time and manage your schedule so that you can do all the things you want to do with your friends, but still make money and have money to do all those fun things. I learned to budget my money, which was good because I like to shop, but I learned a lot of different skills with Vector that's really helped my resume move along. And another thing that I found out that was pretty cool about Vector is the recognition. A lot of companies, you don't get recognized for working harder or working better. Usually you just get paid the same amount. But with Vector, if I worked harder and I did well, I would get rewarded for it. I'd get recognized in front of my peers and even get, I guess, trophies sometimes or different incentives for doing so well, and that was really nice. It made me want to work more, which was different because usually you don't want to work more. But overall, Vector helped me, like I said, with my resume because I got to add public speaking on there. I got to speak in front of our team meetings, which happen every week, and I got to talk about different products or different things like time management. At one point, I actually got to speak at one of the summer conferences for Vector, which had about, I think, 800 people there. That was scary, but it was an experience that I was so glad that I had. My dad came and he cried like a little girl because he was so proud. But that's something that not very many people get to put on their resume, and Vector provided me with that. I also got to put on my resume that I was a manager with Vector at 18 years old, and I got to manage people, running interviews was interesting. It helped me in the long run. I got to train and motivate a team of people, anywhere from 18 to 45 years old, and motivate them to make their own money and kind of run their own business. And you don't see that on a lot of resumes, especially people who are 18 to 25 years old, because there's just not a lot of room for experience right now. One of my favorite things about Vector were the trips. I got to go to Vegas my first summer. That was exciting. We got to go to Vegas and stay at a hotel, and we had a good conference there. I got awarded a trophy about the size of an Oscar for doing really well that summer, and I got awarded that in Vegas. I got to carry it around the Strip and pretend I was a celebrity. That was fun. I got to go skydiving there with a bunch of the other managers, and it was an experience that I got to tell my friends about, that it was work-related. It was a business trip. The company, when I was a manager, sent me to Niagara Falls with a couple other managers for some manager training. So that was all paid for. The company paid for that trip, paid for our food, our travel, our hotel. That was amazing. I'd never been to Canada or the Niagara Falls, so that was fantastic. And we got to go see the factory in New York and tour it and really meet all the people who put the product together and just see how happy they were to work there. And it really put the company in perspective for me, and just how honest and happy they were and willing to just help people. Now how Vector's helped me in the long run, how it's helped me with my career. I currently work with a Fortune 500 company, and I remember my interview, sitting in the lobby waiting for my turn to go in for the initial interview, and people that were coming out of the manager's office were, twice my age, three times my age, and they were in their super nice suit, which I, probably couldn't even afford, and they just had all this experience, and they just seemed so serious, and I felt there was no way that I could compete with, this caliber of people. But when I got into the interview, I asked, after the interviewer's questions were done, I asked her what was holding me back from being her top candidate for the position, and she said, well, really what I'm looking for in our next employee is someone who has drive. She said, you show that you have drive. From your resume, I can see that you can motivate yourself to work. She goes, a lot of people have experience where they've been told what to do and they did well with being told what to do, but you can train someone to sell insurance, but you can't train someone to be motivated, and that's something that Vector gave me, was motivation. And I got hired solely because of my Vector experience, because it was something that it was unique enough that not a lot of people had, and it set me apart from people who had 20, 30 years experience in many different industries. And now I've been with the company for 5 months, and they're already letting me start to train people, which usually they make people wait about a year before they can do that. But since I've had experience with training, motivating people to kind of duplicate a process, they wanted me to start doing that for their people, because they know that it works. People like to follow good examples. Vector's done so much for me. Next to a mandatory service in the military, I think Vector is something that everyone should do. It helped me pay for my college. It helped me furnish my first apartment with matching furniture instead of the $50 couch at Goodwill. I actually got some good stuff, and it's something that I think everyone should try, and I think it's gotten a lot of bad reputation from people who gave up. I had a lot of friends who tried Cutco after I did, because they saw how much money I was making and they wanted to give it a shot, and they failed. They quit and they gave up because they couldn't manage their time. They didn't want to make themselves work. They would just rather have a boss, which I thought was interesting, because no one likes a boss, but some people just don't manage their time, and then they give Vector a bad reputation by saying that it's a scam and no one makes money there, and I don't think that's fair, because it's their fault for failing. So, hope you guys have a good day. I hope this helps. Have a good one.